for joining me today on Good Morning England. Today's stories will be based on the Magna Carta. First, we will go to Lexi, who is at the site of the Magna Carta signing.
Thanks, Eiley. Yes, I am reporting live from Runnymede on the River Thames near Windsor, where in just moments history will be made on June 15, 1215. As you know, the Magna Carta was made to establish the principle that everyone is subject to the law, including the king, and to guarantee the rights of individuals, the right to justice, and the right to a fair trial. Because the group of rebel barons captured London last month in May, King John was forced to negotiate with the group, thus making the Magna Carta a peace treaty between the two. Now, if you look beside me, you can see King John signing the actual Magna Carta. This is a very big moment that will hopefully bring England back to a good country and restore justice to the people.
Thanks, Lexi. Now I'll be giving some background on our King John. King John, also known as John Lackland, is currently the King of England. He is a big cause of Magna Carta. The people agreed that he has been abusing his power, and so the Magna Carta was created by a group of barons to protect their rights and property from a ruthless, overbearing king. It is an attempt by the barons to stop the king from abusing his power as he is becoming a dictator. As you know, England owns land in France, and the barons gave the king money and men to defend this area. For the king to raise taxes or have more men for the military services, he needs to talk to the barons about it first. The king lost his land in France, and as a result, he raised taxes without asking, which angered the barons. This is an example of how the king is abusing his power. Now we will go to Annie, who was able to, against all odds, defy the laws of science and travel to the future to provide us with a story of how the Magna Carta will affect us years from now.
Thanks, Eiley. It affected the king because it said he had to follow law. For example, he was not allowed to take money or property without consent of noblemen, and the king can't imprison or execute people without a trial by jury or peers. The Magna Carta influenced the colonial government by causing them to make rules in favor for rights for the people and restrictions for government power. Many ideas from the Magna Carta was incorporated in the Constitution. The Magna Carta was a solution to a specific situation rather than a grand declaration of rights for all people. It came to be used as a kind of Bill of Rights. People used it to back up a broad range of arguments about the powers of Parliament, the Church, and the monarch and people's rights. It has influenced the concept of many other documents. The contribution of democracy. It was the first document in English history to limit the power of the monarch. The Magna Carta forced the king to accept that there should be somehow that even though monarchy had all power, this established the principle of rule of law, meaning that the law itself should be the absolute ruler, not kings and queens, or later in history, like today, government and parliaments. The rule of law established certain rights for all the people, such as the right of fair trial over the years, and the rights have been expanded in many ways that's discussed in other chapters in this unit. Also, during the American Revolution, the Magna Carta served to inspire and justify action in liberty's defense. The colonists believed that the entitled to the same rights as Englishmen rights guaranteed in Magna Carta. They embodied these rights into the laws of their states and into the Constitution of the Bill of Rights. The Fifth Amendment to the Constitution is a direct descendant of Magna Carta's guarantee of proceedings according to the law of land. Now, did this solve all of it? No. Although King John agreed to the Magna Carta at first, he disliked it when its terms were forced upon him. He wrote the Pope to get it declared invalid, who agreed with John despite the strain between the king and the church at the time. The Pope called the Magna Carta illegal, unjust, harmful to the royal rights, of shameful to the English people. He then declared that the charter null and void of all validity forever. Full-scale civil war then broke out between John and his barons. It only ended after John's death from illness in 1216. A second version of the Magna Carta was issued by Henry III, 1225, which is granted explicitly in return for a tax payment in the whole kingdom.
That's all we have for you today on the Magna Carta. Join us after the break to hear our next story on Kanye West running for presidency in America.
Thanks, Eily. Yes, I'm
Thanks, Lexi. Now I will be giving some background on our King John.